Hello everyone, and good evening. I am the Nast Blast, and I am here with a special Halloween edition Nasty Analysis, a series where I play through and then go over an older, even crusty video game. But this game today is a little different than my usual analyses, because this game is not that old and only mildly crusty. But it is a game that fits this Halloween season just too well, and is a game not many people have reviewed, so it gets some bonus points just from that. Today we are analyzing the 2020 game Pumpkin Jack, released on most modern consoles from PS4 up. I, however, played on my old buddy Steam. Pumpkin Jack is not a long game, nor a complex one, but it does fulfill a certain itch. Every year around the Halloween season, I want to play something that really gets me in the seasonal mood, and most of the time, the games that do that are horror games. Those games are fun for sure, and are spooky, but some don't have that Halloween vibe I'm itching for. And honestly, it's hard to find games that have that specific vibe and are good. Last Halloween, I analyzed one of the only games I knew that could capture this type of aura, that being the rare classic Grabbed by the Ghoulies. But other than that, what else is there? There's Luigi's Mansion, but your boy is scared of the great overseers at Nintendo, and I fear if I play any game with Nintendo music, they'll castrate me and throw me into solitary confinement, never to see the sunlight again. So, don't think I'll be making any Nintendo videos anytime soon. But then there's also the classic game Medieval, which was one of the first games I ever streamed, but never beat. But this is the game that Pumpkin Jack is the most like, and seems like it could have taken inspiration from, thematically wise, as well as gameplay. The most impressive thing about this game though is who made it, because this is indeed an indie game, being published and mostly developed by one guy, a man named Nicholas Messonnier. I apologize if I mispronounced that, but I tried. He pretty much made this game by himself other than the music, which was composed by Johann Jaeger. But this game was pretty much built from the ground up mostly by one man using Unreal Engine. It was pretty much a passion project, and it looks pretty good. I mean, I did have some janky lighting and some bad frames in a couple parts, but other than that, it looks and plays like a decent game. So with that said, my compliments to the chef. Pumpkin Jack is a 3D action-adventure platforming game with beat-em-up-like style combat. We play as, of course, Pumpkin Jack, who has a pretty simple moveset, pretty much just having your usual abilities like a double jump, combat roll, and then your 3-hit combo with whatever weapon you're using at the time, and then a ground pound with that weapon. There being 6 weapons in total, each one being unlocked at the end of each of the 6 levels, except for the first and last level. The first weapon being unlocked right at the start, that being the shovel. But besides that, there really isn't much else to the combat other than just enemy variety, which is the main thing that keeps the combat interesting. Most levels introducing new ghouls and creatures to fight. But before we get deep into the actual levels, let's dip our toes in the story. What is Pumpkin Jack about? Well, the game opens up with an animated cutscene showing the events of the story through the form of book pages and art, and the game usually keeps this format throughout the entire game between levels to tell the story. But to sum up the plot here, pretty much humanity was at peace and everyone lived nicely, but the devil thought this was pretty boring. So he unleashed something known as the Eternal Night, which made the world be overrun by darkness as well as monsters. This led humanity to electing a champion to defeat the monsters and reverse the curse to save the land. This champion, to save the world, is not Pumpkin Jack, but a wizard, and this wizard serves as the main antagonist of the game. So no, Pumpkin Jack is actually Stingy Jack, a cursed soul from hell, who is elected by the devil himself to be his champion, and his goal is to be sent to the human realm, where he must find and eliminate the wizard, and doom humanity. So yeah, we're the bad guy, and you know what? I'm down with it. Sometimes the best protagonists are not good people. It's like we're playing as Walter White. This is almost like the Breaking Bad Halloween special that we never got. Getting through the prologue takes us to the first level, the Fields. This is also where we are introduced to 2 other NPCs that stick with us for the rest of the game. The first one being this owl, who is a servant of the devil, and is pretty much just the guide of the game to tell us, what's going on and where to go. Drink from these cauldrons, the primordial stew holds your new body together. The primordial stew, you say? That sounded good, bro. It sounded like you were sipping some hot chocolate. The second is a crow that teams up with Jack out of fear of the big boss of the area. The crow actually serves purpose though, and stands as the main unique mechanic of the game. The ability to launch the crow at enemies or objects, and is our only real long-range attack. It has unlimited charges and only is restricted by having a few seconds of cooldown in between using it, so you can't just go crazy with the spam, but you still pretty much can spam it. The first level only has a few enemies to try out the combat on though, that being the main enemies found pretty much everywhere being skeletons, acting as the basic grunt type enemies, and then these stick enemies that sit in one spot to shoot projectiles at you, pretty much acting as targets for your crows while you fight skeletons. And then there are rats that infinitely spawn out of rat holes, so naturally, the holes are what you need to destroy. But most enemies in the game are pretty easy to take care of, especially since your dodge is super fast and responsive. There is a little exploration too that goes into the actual levels, having hidden crow skulls as the main collectible, and also one gramophone hidden per level, which makes Jack get a little freaky with it when you find it. Damn, alright. You're getting down. Although some of these collectibles go off the main path, the game is still pretty linear, minus a couple areas, and the game makes sure to show you the way with the good old Resident Evil yellow tape, so not knowing where to go is hardly ever a concern. The field level though is pretty good and is already a highlight of the game, capturing the atmosphere of Halloween. Yeah, there are only 6 levels, but some of the levels are pretty lengthy, even going through multiple environments. The fields mostly takes place of course in a field, who would have guessed? But we also make our way through a barn area, and even a section where the barn is burning down, and we have to escape through a running section. One thing that does kind of stink though, is how each level has a formula that gets kind of tiring after a while. Like this running section. Each level has a part where you are stuck kind of on a rail, sometimes literally, and just avoid the oncoming obstacles. I'm just going to call all these parts rail sections. I will say that yes, each of them per level is visually different, but for the most part are still the same. And it gets real tiring when there are multiple of the same segments in a level. This level is not bad with the repeat sections, and this running through the burning down barn is probably the best one just because you only do it once. Each level also has another type of section called a pumpkin section. These are puzzles that Jack has to shrink down to his pumpkin head form to complete. The one for the fields level is pretty simple though, just being a switch puzzle, and there's only one of them. Can I jump? Oh, now it's like Crash Bandicoot, dude, with the spin. Oh! I'm just dumb. I'm just a little dumb sometimes, fellas. I'm sorry. Get up there, little squid. What? There. No, no! Yes, yes! Puzzles are my weak spot. I was born with a soft spot on my head that just never got hard. Get on the... Yes, there. Yes. Close enough. The last thing that all levels have is a boss fight at the end. And like a lot of platformers, these are pretty much the best parts of the game. And each boss, of course, is a ghoul or cretin of sorts. Doesn't make much sense thematically, considering we are the bad guys anyway, sent by Satan himself, but it's just chopped up to Jack being so malicious that he's pretty much attacking both sides, mostly just for the love of the game. The first boss does in fact take the form of personally my favorite Halloween creature type, the Scarecrow. He's a pretty simple and easy fight, like most first bosses, and follows what I call the rule of 3 when it comes to video games, especially bosses. And all the bosses in the game follow this formula, where you dodge all their attacks and wait for an opening, and each time you do this, their attacks ramp up for the next go-around. All of the Scarecrow's attacks are pretty easy to dodge though. The trick is to just run in a circle. The most difficult part being just when he summons his minions, but that's still nothing to sweat over. I've got the pattern down. The main issue is just when these guys show up. Oh! Oh! Defeating the Scarecrow completes the first level and also unlocks our second weapon, the spear, and we get to try it out on the next level, the Haunted Mines. Jack is here to find a powerful item at the top of the mountain. At least we get the new spear weapon to try out. It feels a little bit stronger than the shovel, maybe, but it also has a lunge attack that, if you're not careful, may launch you off a cliff. This level as a whole isn't my favorite, and is pretty much your generic mine level, with minecart sections and all. The worst part about these minecart sections though is that there isn't just one, but 3 spread out across this level. They aren't really challenging or really fun, and the main gimmick that most of these rail sections have is just the ability to use the crow to destroy upcoming obstacles. Also, there are some weird POVs and physics that get a little nauseating sometimes. Oh, that was a weird angle. That was a weird angle too. Oh, dude, this is like weird. This wouldn't be bad if you just did this minecart thing once, but you do it 3 times in this one level. A little excessive. Then the pumpkin head minigame of this level involves smacking a bomb around on platforms, almost like it's mini golf. It's okay. My favorite part about this level is the introduction of new enemies. The first are these weak ghost enemies that spawn out of graves, which are pretty satisfying to slaughter, I will say. Then we got the piss bats, which piss on you to death with their toxic green dehydrated
urine.
Awesome. New enemy, bat. Oh, it's spitting. That thing's literally pissing, dude. Don't hit me with the stream. Damn. And finally, the most troublesome of the enemies so far, the skeleton archers, which like to run away from you, then lob snot balls at you from a distance. Most of these enemies are a mainstay throughout the rest of the levels too. The real challenging part of the level comes from the end boss, which is a big ghost. Perhaps even the leader of the little shit ghosts? I don't know. We take this guy down with the same strategy of avoiding all his attacks until an opening is found, which is him throwing bombs down on the ground, in which we must hit them back. And yeah, do that 3 times. The craziest move he has though is this Sonic the Hedgehog move where he's launching across the fucking battlefield and just trying to hit you, and it happens a lot and fast, and it's just kind of hard to dodge. Oh shit! Oh man, oh man, oh man! Time to dodge, time to dodge. Oh shit! Okay, that move is kind of crazy. That was the only thing that was really messing me up there, but the rest of it really isn't that bad. Other than that, he's pretty simple, and we blow him to smithereens. That's a new one. That's a new move. Dude, why is this boss so much more difficult than the last one? That's a crazy move. Oh, almost fell. Oh, almost fell. Get the fuck away from me, you ghosts! Please tell me I've already hit this guy twice. I don't know if I hit him the first time. Did I get him? Is he dead? And acquire the third and my favorite weapon of the game, the sword. We then make it to the magical relic Jack came all this way for, just to realize it's already gone. And we get our first interaction with the antagonist of the game, the wizard. Show yourself, you coward. I don't think so, I'm already long gone. I only stuck around to study your fight with my associate in the mines. Alright, well, I'm gonna get this sword, I'm gonna kick his ass with it. It's a pretty dope sword. Afterwards, we are led to one of my favorite levels of the game, the Cursed Swamp, and also has the most variety when it comes to environments. First being, of course, a swampy area, and then transitions into a colorful mushroom type area, and then, of course, a dark forest to end the level on. Unfortunately, this is also the first level to give me some visual glitches, although they are right now pretty minor. Another aspect of the game I was introduced to on this level was the Shopkeeper, a dude you can spin the crow skulls on that you find in each level. Although the only thing you can really buy from him though is different skins for Jack that have no actual benefit and are just cosmetic. So, I mean, it's something I guess. Not much though. Oh, he's got a jacket? Okay. He looks kind of swaggy. I give it to him. He's got a tie. He looks like he's here on some business. Alright. I feel like if I saved up that skeleton one, probably would have been cooler though. I am beginning to regret my decision. At least we get to use the sword now, and this thing just feels right. Even compared to other weapons we get later on in the game. For some reason, I just feel like I kick more ass with this sword than anything else, especially with its cool ground pound attack. I don't know if this is an actual thing, but it feels like I get more life essence from enemies when I kill them with this thing opposed to using other weapons. But that could all just be a product of my smooth brain, who knows. I feel like the real level doesn't start until we meet this weirdo in the woods though, who wants us to help with his marital problems. Again, I want to tell you about my wife. I don't care much about you. Why would I care about your wife? She's idolized you for centuries. She's your biggest fan. Do go on. We've been married for 343 years, but she's always been adored by your tales. We've spent many nights discussing your feats of malice and trickery. This guy is starting to seem a little cucky to me. If you could help me find the mushrooms she needs, I'll take you to her. Oh, we about to be tripping balls, boys. I'm about to give his wife my mushroom. Oh wait, I can just hop through the portal. This is the mushroom part of the level where we do mushroom bouncing puzzles. And then do the pumpkin head minigame that is a mushroom rhythm minigame that is strangely reminiscent of the mushroom rhythm game from the 2005 Madagascar game for the Xbox and PlayStation 2. I know, very niche reference, but that was the game I did my very first nasty analysis on, and is a very dated video looking back at it now. May need to go back and redo that one sometime. Anyways, after helping give this dude's wife our mushroom, this is superb. I haven't seen a mushroom this well grown in decades. We encounter the rail section of this level. The horse riding minigame. This one's cool at first, but I quickly begin not to like it. it's just inconsistent with what you can control and where the horse is going. I kind of enjoy this more than the minecart. Oh my god. What? Okay, I'm just flying now. The ghost does not abide by physics. You know, for a second they had me. I didn't even know I was on a rail until the ghost just started flying by itself. How come the ghost didn't fly by itself there? It's inconsistent. What's the point in doing all of this if the horse can just fly? I can just fly over all this shit. See, like right here, dude, it doesn't make any sense. Makes me confused. I don't know where I'm going. Like, either let me control the horse or don't. You know, it's kind of weird and it gets a little frustrating. And there are, again, 3 of these horse sections in this level. The last one being abysmal for, other reasons. This level also introduces another minigame that shows up 2 other times, involving hopping on this ferryman's boat and riding it while hopping to other boats and avoiding obstacles. It's an alright section the first time, but outstays its welcome by the time we do it, you know, a second and third time. After completing that though, another pumpkin mushroom minigame, and another horse section, we make it to the forest maze area, where we must pay attention to the crows to find the right way. Okay, I guess follow the crows. Okay. Okay, bullshit. Don't go where the crows are, apparently. That dude set me up. Turns out, we must follow the way that the crows are not at, and we do this for a while with more and more branching paths, following the crowless road until we reach the end of the forest, where we are greeted to the weirdo's wife. And how does she repay us for so generously giving her our mushroom? Well, she wants a little bit more, and takes some head from us. Oh no. What the hell are you doing? So sorry to trick you, Jack, but after all, it's one of yours. My own employees used against me. Well played, you harpy. We better head off now. Ta-ta. Oh, so I'm just gonna play as, the bird? I guess? Feeling violated, we now control Headless Jack with the crow now at the helm. But we're only like this for this end section where we chase the couple through the woods on horseback, which is pretty intense. Jump over it. Oh man, this is kind of rough. How did I get damaged right there? It's so hard to tell where I have to jump, dude. And even the game knows this, considering this is one of the only times in the game that the frames get absolutely abysmal. I know my health is not looking good. Oh, the low frames, dude, what is going on? Getting through that hell of a minigame, we finally reach the boss of the level. The 2 weirdos are in control of like a tree thing with eyes, and it's up to us to throw potions back at the eyeballs while they spin around on this tree trunk. Each time we destroy all the eyes on a level, tentacles then come up from the ground and we gotta hit those next. And then once that's done, then, you know, the thing comes down and you hit more eyeballs, and you do that 3 times, and then finally we get to beat the shit out of the weirdo and his wife. Oh shit. I can't die now. I've come too far. Oh, just one more, I think. Yes! I'm about to beat your fucking ass! Give me that shit! Honestly, this boss fight was, although weird, probably my favorite boss fight from the game just because it's unique. But moving on to level 4 is wild because Jack is armed with a gun and ready to blow loads into anyone that gets in his way. Oh, why did I write it like that? Is that a gun? Oh my god. For some reason, this level is officially called Skelly Town. This is the Warzone level, and most of the enemies you fight in this level are human soldiers, minus like 1 or 2 parts. These new soldier dudes, though, are the most worthy enemies so far, even having a sniper variant with a bubble shield. Does he have a... That man's got a rifle. There's a fucking sniper on the rooftop. Both being dangerous if you're not cautious. The sword guy's especially having a spin attack that can really mess you up if you get caught in it. Uh-oh, spin, spin! Oh, there's too many blades! No! These guys are one of the few enemies that the shotgun is actually good against, it being longer range than any other weapon you have. But I still prefer using the sword, and for the most part, I use it throughout most of my gameplay. The shotgun just gives you too much of an opening sometimes, and in a lot of these later fights, that's too much of a risk and you can get melted pretty quick. This level as a whole though is alright, not particularly spooky though. This first section is the first relatively open section too, where we gotta go around and collect 4 planks of wood to build a bridge up to the castle walls. Then once in the fortress, we proceed to slaughter a bunch of dudes. This level, like the others, also has a rail section, but it isn't too bad because at least this one doesn't feel like a rail section, considering it's like a Mario Kart racing minigame. Instantly, all three of them are... Okay, I thought they were dead. See you later. Was not expecting a Mario Kart section. I'll be real. Don't you even think about it. Albeit the second race was a little weird, and I had no difficulty whatsoever. Not seeing any of the other knights a single time as I was racing them. This doesn't even feel like a race. I feel like they haven't even spawned in yet. I've not seen a single pixel of those guys appear on screen. Alright, yep. Yep, that is what we call a steamroll. The pumpkin minigame, though, is also present. This being like a weird whack-a-mole section. It was okay, too. Then we get the second of the 3 ferryman sections. It's like the first one, but a little bit more challenging. Not much, but a little bit. Other than that, the only other thing of note for this level was the boss. A giant executioner monster named Door. He's got some interesting attack patterns that affect the battle map as a whole, and the way to hurt him is a little different than usual. We pretty much just wait for him to finish his combos, well, that part's like usual. But then a moving tower of soldiers will show up to join the fight, and yeah, we just let him demolish it, and he blows himself up, along with all of his allies. Do that 3 times, and Door is no more. Ha ha, get him! Come on, big man. Show him who's boss. Alright, can I change weapons? I don't know if I... Yes. Even though this makes me more floaty, I think it makes me slightly faster, too. I'm not sure. That's just what it feels like. Oh, he's gonna get me, he's gonna get me. Please give me some health. Oh, no! Uh-oh. Okay, I'm slowly regaining my health. Final life? Hopefully. So far, we've been respecting the rule of 3 when it comes to the boss health bars in this game. Oh. Get up, get up, get up. One more time, one more time. GG's. We can now move on to level 5, and probably my favorite level of the game, the Spooky Cemetery. Yeah, I got the 5th weapon as well, the Scythe, and although it looks badass and fits the drip, I didn't find it that fun to use and felt it was a lot slower than the sword, especially when fighting these new invisible phantom enemies that hit super fast and super hard. So of course I went back to old reliable. The first task here is to acquire 3 grimoires, showing off the first semi-open section to collect them. Each one is just behind the same spike platforming though, but at least it's giving a little bit of a sample of this level being the most open of the game, which isn't really saying too much, but it still stands out, having another section where we must go around and destroy 16 tombstones. Of course, we gotta talk about the rail and pumpkin sections, which drag the level down a little bit. The rail section being a minigame where you fly on a gargoyle through the cemetery by mashing the A button to gain flight. And my first death to this was strictly because my brain refuses to read sometimes, so that was all on me. Oh no, no, it's inverted, what the fuck? Dude, wait. No. Okay, dude, what is this? 11 times, bro. That's unhinged. But the minigame's pretty simple and nothing special. And then the pumpkin section is a pretty boring and tedious one, where you do the old classic flip cards over to match ones that look similar, but with tombstones instead of cards, and you're matching last names. Only real interesting part is the name choices occasionally. Eric Cartman? Okay. Alright. Kyle Figgis? Eric Cartman is dead. I wonder if they could get sued for that. Once getting to the clock tower part of the level though, the game opens up the most it ever does, giving us an objective to go around this area and complete challenges to collect totems of the 7 deadly sins. Jack does this so he can open a portal to where the wizard is hiding. The first few sins we must collect, or I guess destroy, are what you probably expect though. First one you acquire is Lust, by doing another flying gargoyle minigame. Great. And then the second one I did was Sloth, which was another pumpkin section. Also great. Getting those out the way, we have some more interesting ones like Pride, which is on the top of the clock tower, via some platforming. Then fourth was the most unique, where we must sacrifice 4 of our collectibles, the Crow Skulls, which is the only point in the entire game that Crow Skulls are actually needed. 3? What in the... That's bullshit. This predictably gives us the Sin of Greed. Greed. Give me my Crobe skulls back, please. Then the 5th one was also a little unique, where we must do some platforming while avoiding fake crow skulls, giving us the Sin of Envy. But of course, we gotta have a regular fighting section too, so getting past that, we get the 6th sin of Wrath, leaving only one sin remaining, which you may have probably guessed becomes what is the boss of the level. The 7th sin, Gluttony, which is actually the first boss to kill me. What? What even is that? That thing is Gluttony? Oh shit. This angle sucks. Whoa, wait, what? I just got sucked into the vortex. Then how do I hurt it? Okay, into the pillars, into the pillars, into the pillars. Get gooed on. Oh no. He's gooing on me now. Okay, I understand the pattern now. Oh shit. Dude, that one move just comes out of nowhere. Oh, more slime puddles. That is not what I asked for. Jesus. Oh no. Not looking good. I can't even see the ground. Oh my god, I'm dead. Oh, do I have to start all the way over? I mean, he's pretty challenging, mainly because of the shitty camera angle, and the fact that he ends up spalooging all over the ground. But this is the first time I've died to actual combat, and one special thing to keep note about this game is that it keeps record of all the times you died in the entire playthrough. And by this point, I've died 12 times, 11 of which were due to either me misreading something, failing an easy jump, or just due to some bullshit. Okay, how did I die right there? I stuck my pinky toe in a puddle and I died. Once defeated, we destroy the final sin, and the clockwork dude over here can open a portal to where the wizard is hiding, leading us to the 6th and final level, titled The North. This is the winter Christmas level, which, I get it, ending the Halloween game on Christmas thematically makes sense, but I am just not a big fan because we lose the Halloween feel with this one. But we do now have the final weapon, which is also visually the coolest, and it's just our pure, unfiltered aura. As Jack, we can now do Goku Ki Blast and ground pounds. Pretty dope. Unfortunately, I still prefer the sword and occasionally the shotgun, so I didn't get much use out of this dark aura. This level is definitely the most frustrating, starting with the new enemies, mainly the pumpkin snowmen that launch non-stop carrots at us that can cause serious damage if we stay in one place too long. But we also got evil Christmas trees, but those can be handled pretty easily with a shotgun. And then fucking Santa Claus shows up and is treated as almost a sub-boss while we use our pumpkin head to fight him. These aren't as frustrating in reality, but for some reason, especially with the first one, I was having a troubled time. I'm confused. And now it's going up? What changed? I've been doing the same thing. I guess I just gotta do it quick. Oh no. Dude, what are... Oh, I went from almost beating him to now back at square fucking one. This fight sucks. This is probably the worst part of the game. And yeah, we end up incinerating Santa Claus twice. Then of course we gotta have a couple rail sections. This time Jack is falling through space while avoiding flying objects getting flung at him. And this is another section where the frames just drop. It wasn't as bad as my OBS made it seem. I have no idea why this even occurred, and this is the first time this has ever happened, but OBS was just struggling to record this part, and especially an upcoming part. But before we get to that part, we must complete a decent bridge puzzle, fight through more hordes of monsters, and then do the third and final ferryman section. Completing all this leads to the boss of the level and the final boss of the game, the wizard himself. And this is where a good chunk of my lives went down the drain. He does have some decent challenge to him, and the frames weren't that bad when I actually fought him, but for some reason, going over the footage now, OBS was having a complete stroke while recording this. And not a good kind of stroke, mind you. I have no idea why this was so fucked. The only clear footage I got is the in-between phase sections where there are not an ass load of particles on the screen. It's a real shame I can't show the fight in all its glory, but at least I can show the parts where I slap the absolute shit out of him. Get his ass. Get his fucking ass. Teach him a lesson. Pull his pants down. You gotta be quick that last time, dude. Yeah. Bend over, dude. Yeah. How's my sword tasting your butt? In doing so 3 times, concludes the battle, and Jack annihilates humanity's greatest hero. Tear him apart. I'm glad he's dying. I get great pleasure in watching this. And then acquires unlimited power, becoming the god of the new world, and destroying everything. The end. Yeah, that was Pumpkin Jack, everyone. A pretty solid indie platformer that had some good Halloween feels for the spooky season. And if you wanted to play something that fits that vibe, I'd say give it a shot. I enjoyed it more than I didn't. And yeah, there were some weird issues with pacing and redoing the same thing a few times, and of course some frame issues. But keep in mind, one person did most of the development for this game, and I can definitely see some heart was put into it, which is more than I can say about most AAA modern games, you know? If there was any time to support indie developers, I'd say now is that time. And this game was real cheap. I mean, I got it for like $3. It was 90% off on Steam. It was real cheap, and I'd say it was worth the time and money. And if you get it, try to beat my death count, because it sure as hell kept track. In fact, here's a quick montage of all my deaths. Enjoy. Oh, first death. It's gonna keep track. Oh, no! Oh, shit, I didn't... Oh, my God. Oh, dude. Okay, water instantly kills. I can understand some of these visual glitches. Oh, no. Okay, I guess follow the crows. Okay. Okay, bullshit. How do I... Oh, okay, this might be the time where I die a shitload. You know what? That was bullshit. 8 times. Oh, well, that's, oh, hey, look, 420. Dude, what is this? Oh my God, I'm dead. Kinda cool. I'm dead? How'd I die? Is it because I touched the water, even though I wasn't actually in it? Look where I died. How did I just insta-get killed? 13, bro. Oh, no, not the dude, the fire. Oh my God. It's spreading. Oh no. Oh, I'm dead. Well, you almost got me, little asshole. Oh, dude, what? I thought that was frozen. I'm in an ice area. What the fuck is this? Oh. Oh. Fuck it. I got too greedy. Okay. Oh, it's fucked, dude. Oh my God. Why is this 20 times? Oh, dude. Well, I appreciate all you guys who stuck around till the end of the video and continue to watch my nasty analyses. It definitely means a lot. These are my favorite types of videos to do, but sometimes they take a while to make. If you care only about watching my gameplays though, go check out the second channel at the Nast Cast. Link in the description. And that'll just about do it for this one, boys. I hope you guys have a nasty night, and definitely have a nasty Halloween. And I'll see you next time. Peace out.